Alright guys, we're gonna do the brake signal switch so we can brake boost, and I'm gonna do a DIY video. First of all, I want to give a shout out. I did not come up with this. All credit goes to Berger Motorsports, to Terry Berger. They're the makers of the JB4. So we're gonna go ahead and do this, and we're gonna hit the track and see if it works or it doesn't. Big shout out to the Berger Motorsports. So here we have the car, and here are the instructions. We're gonna go so that we got a light, big light, and we're gonna see how this goes. So pay attention, DIY video. There's instructions on the M54 forum, but we're gonna do a DIY video to help those that don't want to read the instructions. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, we're gonna do by taking the plastic cover out. It's just 3 clips. I already took them off, and then you're gonna have access to the ECU right there. I got my partner, my cousin, helping me. He's a professional electrician, just to make sure I don't screw anything up. But it's fairly basic. So the ECU connector is going to be the closer to the driver's side. Before you remove it or remove the sleeve, make sure you lock all doors and wait about 5 minutes to let the ECU do this. So the materials you're going to need a switch. I got this on Walmart for $3. A switch, some wire strippers, some normal wire, and some black tape. And you don't have to solder it, but he's got a solder, so he's going to go ahead and solder it to make sure it's a good connection. Again, you don't have to solder it if you don't feel comfortable doing it. You can just strip the wires and put them together and put some liquid tape, but this is a fairly good connection. So here's the strip. We're going to start by removing the sleeve, and then I'm going to show you where the wire is at. So we're going to come back. We just removed the connector on that side, and there's a little zip tie in there, and he's going to cut the zip tie to cut the tape there, black tape, and then pull the sleeve back gently. Try to not to damage it, be gentle, in order so you don't, in case, strip another cable or accidentally clip another cable, and so forward. So we're going to go with that step. Right here. So we're just pulling the tape off gently. If you don't have more electrical tape, I guess try to save that, but I recommend you buy some electrical tape so you can just reuse new electrical tape. That's probably a lot easier. Once you pull that tape off, then it just kind of pull the sleeve back.
Oh, there's some more tape down here.
There's some more tape in the middle.
Yep.
So just remove that gently.
Alright.
Also, that kind of tape's there.
Yep. So we just fold it back until we're done.
Alright, so you just pulled the sleeve back. Now we're going to locate that the brake signal wire. Once we find which one it is, I'll put a close look to it so we can show you.
He said he was right here. So went this way.
So I'm thinking it's this one, right?
Get the flashlight.
The black one with the stripe.
Yep, right here. Black and green.
So double check just to be safe. The numbers of the connector, and it is the wire. It is the furthest one to the right. The other green one that goes to the middle is not that one. It's this one. So we're gonna go ahead. He's gonna go ahead and cut it. All right. So we cut that. He's gonna strip it. Cut it, and it's stripped.
I'm gonna put some flux.
So he's gonna go ahead and put some flux, and again we're gonna use this black switch. There's
Just regular flux, soldering flux.
just regular soldering flux, Again, if you don't have these tools, you can just put the wire and twist them together here. But again, the thing with that is vibration, and you want this signal to be good because it's going to the ECU when you're not using it for the track. And again, I recommend you do this at your own risk, and don't use this for daily driving. I don't recommend it. It hasn't been tested for that. So this is strictly for use off-road only, meaning at the track. Okay, so he put some flux in there. You need the wire, this wire?
No, I need to put some soldering on. I like to put soldering first, just so we get a good grip on there. You gotta wait for it to heat up. There you go. It's heated.
So it's heat up. He's putting all the solder in the tip.
That's it.
That's all he did. Just a little bit. He didn't go crazy with it. Did a little bit up close. Just did a little tab. We're going to be using this wire here, just black. I believe it's an 18 gauge, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is more than plenty for what you're doing. So I don't know how long the lead needs to be, probably 5 to 6 inches.
Yeah, make it long enough so you can put the sleeve, everything back, and still run the plug, you know, further out. Go ahead and you cut about, what's that, like
About 1/2 inch.
about 1/2 inch on the top. How long do you think the wire is? About a...
Well, this is a little too long. I'm
do a little
sure
longer.
we're gonna cut them once
Okay.
we.
solder and figure out the position.
Yeah, we'll figure out
So
where
you want a little
placement.
over just to figure placement. At least he's gonna put in one side each.
Again,
And
flux.
he's dipping it on the
Flux.
flux, and we're gonna go from there.
That's
All right.
it.
That's it.
We're gonna get some heat shrink tubing.
He's got the different sizes Hink Shrink tubing. Again, you know, I don't expect anyone to have all this stuff. He is a professional electrician, along with other things, so he knows what he's doing with it. So he already had all this stuff. But again, you can buy all this stuff pretty cheap at Walmart or Harbor Freight or wherever. It just makes the install look a lot cleaner than you just using your hands and putting it together.
Pretty easy to. Once you add solder to both sides, it's pretty easy to. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So then, slide it over.
So we got one already connected, and we're just going to repeat the process for the other side.
Shit, I'm not left-handed, so try it. Got some more leash. That's it. It's the same thing. Tubing right here. Just put a little heat to it.
and all this is reversible, so when you want to go back to stock eventually, of course, for whatever reason, a dealer visit or selling the car or whatever, it's all reversible.
Alright, so we just gotta figure out where you want that switch.
And now we're gonna figure out the location. So we're gonna use butt connectors. Let me see, where's the switch?
Right here.
So you don't have to use butt connectors. Originally we were gonna solder the cables on each side, but we have these little butt connectors. As you can see, they just plug right there, and it's real easy because you can just pull the switch out and pull it back in. Again, this is not required at all, but it just makes it a lot cleaner. So we're gonna put the butt connector, it's got heat shrink, and we're gonna make it look really nice. So we're gonna get started.
So if the switch ever goes bad,
you don't have to unsolder it or cut the cable. You just pull it out and plug the new switch back in. So this is ideally making it plug and play, so to speak. So you see, we're gonna put the butt connectors at the end. He's got like a very fancy crimping tool.
that's it.
That's it.
One.
We're gonna put another one on the other end. How do you know it's fully connected?
Oh, I'll show you. So I don't know if you can shoot a video. Let's see. You see the hole?
Yep, I see the hole. Oh, okay, crimp shut. So that's how you know. You guys seen that? So that's how you know it worked.
So I'm gonna put the heat shrink. You don't have to put heat shrink, but I like it to be sealed.
Yep, he's putting the heat shrink just to seal it from moisture, and just looks a lot cleaner.
Fucking wind. Let me just use the gun. Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. We're gonna, after he puts the butt connectors, we're just gonna put the switch in there, and we're gonna zip tie it in a very low key position. I'm gonna show you where we're gonna zip tie it to.
So where's that switch at?
So we're just gonna connect it there. See? And pretty much work is done. We just gotta find a nice location for the switch.
Let me see if I get. Might block it off.
So that's kind of where it's gonna go. You see? Let me get a better angle. There, can you see? I gotta get some light. So that's really where it's at. You see? Very low key spot. We're just gonna zip tie it. This is the hood cable, hood latch cable, and we're just gonna zip tie right there. And when you put the cover, you can't even see it, but you can see it because the cover ends to here. So I'm gonna show you with the cover on, and that's where it's gonna go. As you can see, job is done. You see, nothing, and there's the switch. But if you see from this angle, you can't even see it. And the switch is right here. So you just go on and off right there. Very snug position. We just put it Zip tie it right to the foot latch cable right there. So if you see from this angle, can't see anything, you have to really look inside and there. So that's the end of it, guys. I hope this video helped. And again, 100% goes to Berger Motorsports. Terry Berger, he's the gentleman that did the research and came up with this, so all credit goes to him. And if you want the instructions, you can go to the N54 forum, and all the instructions are here, or you can just use the video with pictures and all, and we just did the video to make it easier. All right, guys, thanks for watching.